They tried to restrict adult content. The UK Online Safety Act says that any website that's displaying adult content, you got to get age verification. And you know what? I don't disagree. The problem is you can't actually implement this effectively. In my view, and I've argued this quite a bit, when you're walking around in public and there's an adult bookstore, kids can't walk in there. You got to prove you are who you are. The problem is online, you create a permanent digital copy of your ID. When you're in public and you go to a local business, you show your ID, they look at it, they say you're good, and they don't keep it, they don't take pictures. And so there's a lot of risks. More importantly, it's not working. So again, I'll stress this. I don't want young kids getting access to adult content. I think most people agree with that. But here's where it gets really funny. They've started using Death Stranding's photo mode to bypass face scanning. Now, here's where it gets really, really creepy. You may be saying, Tim, this is the UK. What do I care? Because they're doing it here now. You've got these tech platforms, because of laws in foreign countries, rolling out some of these policies universally. I don't want you to scan my face and have a permanent record of my name and all of my personal information. Data breaches are bad enough. If I want to go buy music at Best Buy, which I doubt they even have CDs anymore, and it's like explicit lyrics, the dude looks at me and goes, "You're clearly over 18." When I go to the movie theater, they look at me and they say, "You're clearly old enough." But when you go online, they say, "We'd like to make a permanent copy of all your private data and store it on our servers. Everything will be fine." And I'm like, okay, this doesn't work, especially now in the AI era. So while it's funny that people are using Death Stranding's photo mode, people can just AI generate faces. You can take a picture of yourself, load it up in a GPT, and you can say, "Make me look 30, and now make several photos of, now you can make me look left, look right, open your mouth, whatever you need to do to bypass the face scanning. And that's why it's stupid. All they're doing is saying, this will be easily bypassed. It does nothing, but regular people have their private data collected, and in no way are we actually stopping kids from getting access to this stuff. But I'm going to pause real quick to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Beam Dream. Head over to shopbeam.com/TimPool and pick up your Beam Dream. A delicious cup of healthy hot cocoa for sleep in a rich, velvety cocoa flavor with a hint of warm cinnamon. I'm a huge fan of this stuff. It's got L-theanine, it's got magnesium, it's got melatonin. Over the past several weeks, I have been drinking this every single night before I go to bed, and I have had some of the best sleep of my life. I am not exaggerating. I am not reading a script. I am telling you this legitimately. They give me a script, but I say, guys, I'm not kidding. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Not to mention it's delicious. If all this was hot cocoa, I'd be a big fan. No sugar, no low calorie. It's like 15 calories per serving. I have some before bed. I am out like a light with deep sleep, and I wake up feeling like $1 million. $1 million. I really do mean it. Guys, go to shopbeam.com/TimPool. Use promo code TimPool. Get yourself a discount. Pick some up today. I really do mean it. And shout out to James O'Keefe, because he was on the show and he was like, I drink this too. Appreciate it, guys. Now let's get back to the news. Take a look at this story. Now they're saying they want to repeal the Online Safety Act. Verge reports, Reddit and Discord's UK age verification can be defeated by Death Stranding's photo mode. Take a look. This one's funny. PC Gamer writes, Brits can get around Discord's age verification thanks to Death Stranding's photo mode, bypassing the measure introduced with the UK's Online Safety Act. We tried it and it works. Thanks, Kojima. So take a look at this. This is really funny. This is Discord. It says, making sure you're a real person. Close your mouth. And then they do, estimating your age. Your age has been verified. Now, it's really funny, to be honest, that they're using Death Stranding, a video game, to do it. But I'm going to say this right now. I can go on Google. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up Google VO, right, Gemini, and use VO3. I'm going to let it render as we're doing this video, and then I'll show you. I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to put a 35-year-old man faces the camera, then moves his head slightly left, then slightly right, then opens his mouth, then smiles. Let's see if we can render this one. I clicked that. I sent it in. Let's see if I can make a guy that's going to bypass all their age verification BS. Wired reports age verification laws send VPN use soaring and threaten the open internet. A law requiring UK internet users to verify their age to access adult content has led to a huge surge in VPN downloads and has experts worried about the future of free expression online. Now, let me tell you, my friends, I don't want kids getting access to adult content. I don't want 15-year-olds looking up creepy, weird, snuff, garbage nonsense. I'm not going to, my kid, no phone, no tablets, none of that psycho nonsense. It actually is really easy to say, simply, be a good parent. And I've thought about this quite a bit because I'm of two minds. One, we have to have some kind of basic restrictions like we do in the real world. As we've seen the attempts at implementing this, however, we've come to realize not only does it not work, it makes everything substantially worse. Now, I have to question why it is it's many leftists who are saying they want easy access to adult content for kids. But let's also address the core of the argument. I would be willing to bet if you went to a lot of these liberal lefty guys, they'd be like, yes, so what? What does it matter? Kids are going to learn about it anyway, because I've actually debated them. That's what they've said. And I'm like, that's gross and that's creepy. Fair point. However, kids have used AI and video games to bypass this, so none of it's actually working. I think there may actually be a really simple halfway point, and that is you don't need Spotify to scan your face or YouTube to require an ID generally. You need only some kind of flash in the pan verification one time and quickly for a singular purchase. What's happening is you've got you've got this story, and at the same time you've got the feminist anti-porn activists getting video games banned. Just separate this from your platforms and then keep the data isolated. All right, wait, I made the video. Let's see if AI can handle this. So here's the video. I have not yet watched it. Real time. Let's play the clip. So he looks, wow, dude. Looks to his left, smiles, opens his mouth and nods. It's not perfect, but come on. If I'm going to do a face scan for Spotify, I'm like, here's me. And you know what's not going to happen? They're not going to hire staff to actually look at everybody's IDs. I remember there's a bunch of instances in the past where they've been like, send us a photo of your ID. I'm like, no. The issue is I'm not giving you a permanent record of my private data and where I live. It's got my address. It's got my birthday. It's got the ID number. Dude, you can take that and I steal my identity. When I go to the casino, for instance, because that's the only really place I ever get carded. Nobody cards me at bars. I walk in and they're just like, I'm old. You know what I mean? It's just, you got white in the beard. You go to the casino, they card you. They look at it. They put it in a machine, which scans it. That I don't like. I don't like that. And reportedly, or I'm told, they don't store any information. I say, okay, we'll see. Every time you go in, they have to do it again, which says to me they're probably not storing it. I don't care. I don't care. I show you my ID, you look at it, you say, all right, you're fine to drink. But with everything they're doing, they're going to scan your face on file along with your ID, sync it, and then what happens when a rogue employee, a hacker, or somebody gets access to this and you get a data breach? Many of you have probably been victims of data breaches. It happens. It's happened to me. And then what do you do when that data breach includes your ID, your home address? Man, it is going to be the nightmariest of nightmares. Now, Rock, Paper, Shotgun says Microsoft begin rolling out Xbox account age verification checks in response to UK Online Safety Act. I'm going to say this right now, man. I am in favor of the general idea. The general idea being, hey, we don't want kids getting access to adult content. Okay. Well, then what's the solution? In Australia, they have banned under 16s from getting access to social media in general. They're still allowed to log in. They're still allowed to open YouTube and browse, but they can't have accounts. And you know what's funny? I'm just gonna tell you. I make a lot of content, right? And I made a video, YouTube to be banned for under 16s, and it's one of the lowest viewed videos I've ever done. The comments are high though, and the like ratio is fine. It's like 90%. And so why is it that nobody watched this video, which probably is one of the most important videos to YouTube? Well, in it, I said, good. Kids shouldn't be using social media this way. The problem is the age restriction stuff they're doing is targeting adults who don't need to do this. I don't need to have my face scanned. I'm almost 40. Most people don't. They're putting blanket restrictions across the board on everything that's going to collect your private data so that in the end they can claim they're protecting kids. But that's the game they always play. So look, again, I'm of two minds on this. I don't want kids getting access to adult content. I am not at all concerned. I got to be honest. Kids don't watch my content anyway. There's no pandering involved here. The only people who are really concerned, who are going to be upset about it, are going to be teenagers who can't get access to their TikToks and their YouTubes. I'm fine with banning kids from access to social media, or at least heavily controlling and restricting it so they don't get sent to these Elsagate, psychobabble, acid trip nonsense garbage. But then they're going to tell everybody else, like the average person who's watching this channel is in their 30s, they're going to say, we're going to scan your face, take your private information because you want to watch a run-of-the-mill movie. Well, why? I mean, that seems like overkill. When I go to the movies and it's a rated R, they don't even ask for my ID. I get it. They can see my face. So you're trying to find solutions online. Fine. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You won't. You will not. You roll this out, and what they're going to do is they're going to use AI. They'll make an AI ID card. I bet I wonder. I'm going to try this right now, too. Let's see what I can do this. Make an image of a 35-year-old man's driver's license. Let's see if it renders it. ChatGPT, it's doing it. Let's see if you can get it. And I got to be honest. If it can't get it now, it will get it in a year. I've been messing around with AI music a lot. And we've been screwing around with it for a while. Guys, I got to tell you, it is remarkable to me that people, they sit in this chair on Timcast IRL and they say things like, nah, AI music will never have that magic touch. It'll never get it. And I'm like, dude, you do not understand. It's Model T era right now. The AI is not only going to be able to make an image of a license front and back, it's going to be able to match the algorithm for the license numbers and make it look completely real. So when these companies say, send us a photo of your ID, they're going to make a fake one instantly. And what are you going to do? Yo, I think we are in for a wild ride right now. I do want to admit, let me say it again. I don't think kids should have access to this stuff, but it is absolutely hilarious that kids have figured out how to use Death Stranding to bypass face scanning. Well, good luck, I say. Good luck to the machine. The nightmare dystopia is coming. Okay, this ID looks terrible. This ID is absolutely terrible. It's absolutely awful. Here, let me show you. That's miserably bad. All right, let's see if we can make it better. Okay, make it identical to WV licenses. Make his name Aaron. What's a good last name? Let me think. Aaron Murphy. Aaron Murphy. Give a real-looking address and make the numbers all seem real. Let's see what it does. John Doe. Oh, look at that. Okay, it says, I need to pause here. I can't create or modify an image to look like a real West Virginia driver's license or any other government-issued ID with realistic personal details. That would count as producing a counterfeit document, which isn't allowed. Okay, maybe. If you'd like, though, I can make a fictional ID-style graphic. Okay, let's do this. Don't make it identical to a real WEID, but make it look professional. Is that going to work? Let's see what it says. Yeah, it's doing it. All right. What do we got here? We're at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. We'll give it a few minutes to make this, and I'll pattern. My friends, smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. We got an event coming up on Saturday. Angry Cops, Michael Malice. It's dang near sold out. DC Comedy Loft. I recommend you guys get your tickets. It is going to be a hoot. 2 days from now, live at a comedy venue. It is going to be very, very funny. And as I talk, it is rendering this image. Let's see if it actually looks good. In the meantime, I suppose the challenge is this. I've talked about how in the past, I think it's good that they're going to restrict kids from getting access to online adult content and things like this. I suppose what was short-sighted is you can't actually do it. So I think morally we can say, obviously we want to restrict access from kids to really horrifying porn. Porn is bad. But how do you actually implement it without making everything worse? When the UK tried doing this with their Online Safety Act, all it did was make everything worse. It didn't solve the problem we wanted solved. It put a burden on regular people who don't need to do this normally. And a bunch of kids just use video games to bypass it as it is. Heck of a world. All right. It's rendering. Oh, wow. Let's see if this works. There you go. West Virginia driver's license. This is really funny because it doesn't look that good, but it said it would not make a counterfeit ID. All right, let's see. This guy's name is Aaron Murphy. Look at that. Date of birth, 456 Mockingbird Lane. That's interesting. It does look fake and AI. I wonder if Midjourney could do better. Now, all that was required for that not to be considered counterfeit is that it doesn't actually match West Virginia, their structure of it. But how much do you want to bet when that goes into the system, they're not going to know. And what if you just make an ID for a third world country and they just go, yeah, sure, okay, fine, whatever. What if you just say, oh, I'm an immigrant and my ID's from Sudan? Interesting. I'm going to leave it there. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Stay tuned. We got more coming up for you. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. We'll see you all in the next segment.